It appears that all hell has broken loose on Capitol Hill today. There was some good news. The House passed a bill, so the government likely won't avert a shutdown. We're waiting to see what the Senate does with it. That is their very basic duty, to keep the government open and funded. And yet tensions are still erupting basically everywhere. Speaker Mike Johnson seemed to call it today.
Members have been here for, as Leader Scalise said, for 10 weeks. This place is a pressure cooker.
10 whole weeks. A pressure cooker, or maybe a WWE steel cage match. Because just minutes before we heard that assessment from the new speaker, anger came to a tipping point between the old speaker and one of the 8 Republicans who voted to oust him, Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee, claiming he now was sucker punched in the back by Kevin McCarthy. We also have audio of just this entire incident, so you can hear for yourself what happened.
I think it went all right.
Sorry, Kevin. Didn't mean to elbow. Why'd you elbow me in the back, Kevin?
I know, I felt so bad.
Hey, Kevin, you got any guts?
Jerk.
Why'd you walk by me and elbow me in the back?
You got so they sat there and the reporter said it right there. What kind of chicken move is that?
You're pathetic, man. You are so pathetic.
What a jerk.
You need security, Kevin.
It did not end there. McCarthy later denied hitting Burchett, saying, quote, "If I had kidney punched someone, they would be on the ground."
It was a clean shot to the kidneys. You just don't expect a guy who was at one time 3 steps away from the White House to hit you with a sucker punch in the hallway.
No, I would not elbow. I would not hit him in a kidney. Run and hit the guy. I did not kidney punch him. I did not shoot anything like that.
You didn't shove him.
No.
These are taxpayer-funded lawmakers we're talking about here. I should note Congressman Burchett is here live. We're going to speak to him in just a second. But just to give you a full picture of the full crazy on Capitol Hill today, what if I told you that a senator challenged a witness at a hearing to stand his butt up and fight? With that offer accepted, only to be broken up before it came to blows by Senator Bernie Sanders.
You want to run your mouth? We can be 2 consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
oh, stop it.
Is that your
All right.
solution, every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator.
No, you are not imagining things. You just saw that. That was Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin from Oklahoma picking a physical fight with the Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien, in what was supposed to be a hearing on labor unions. But that's not even all of it. There was more boiling over in that congressional pressure cooker today. I present to you James Comer, the Republican chairman of the House Oversight Committee, and Democrat Congressman Jared Moskowitz.
That is bull. You look like a Smurf here, just going around and all this stuff.
You're doing stuff with your brother. The American people have the same questions. Why should they believe you?
You've already been proven a liar.
Who's proven me a liar? You?
Yes.
All of that actually happened just today, within the span of a few hours, in Congress, the People's House, not a junior high school. Let's go straight to the source now with Tennessee Republican Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman, you just heard Kevin McCarthy there denying what you said. What's your response to that?
Well, thank you for having me on, Ms. Collins. I noticed when he got to the part about that, his voice got a few octaves higher. I don't know if you caught that or not. That's a pretty good indicator. But actually, I never said it in the beginning. It was Claudia Grisales from NPR. If you follow her on Twitter, C. Grisales, she actually documented the whole series of events pretty well. And I was called by reporters about it when I was on the House floor, because I was a little shocked that there wasn't any really reporters around when it happened, just her. And it was in the hallway outside of the Republican conference meeting, and I was standing there, and I got somebody hit me in the back, and I leaned forward a little bit, and she said, "Man, I've been here a long time," or something like that. And I've never seen anything like that. And then I turned to Kevin. I said something to him, and he, of course, as he does, he had his little security detail, and he marched off, and then I went and confronted him about it. But I think this really just shows to America why the 8 of us did what we did. This is the man that was 3 steps away from the White House, and it's I wish we could get back to talking about a balanced budget or building a wall between us and Mexico maybe, or even talking about helping out the folks in Israel. But these are the kind of things that folks like that do, and
so,
it's a big distraction.
Just to be clear, you're saying he's lying when he says he didn't hit you?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, all you have to do is read what the lady from NPR said. I think that's, and NPR, ma'am, you know my voting record, or if you don't, every conservative rating agency in the country rates me in the high 90 percentile. And so I dare say I would not be the friend to a lot of the NPR listeners. So she has no reason to cover for me.
Well, you were saying, that he punched you in your kidneys. I mean, are you in pain tonight? Have you seen a doctor?
No, and it doesn't really matter. That's not the point at all. Even if I was, I wouldn't talk about it. I'm not filing an ethics complaint on him. It's just, it's just a sad asterisk on the end of his career.
I mean, you
he's
seem
just
to think that
spiraling out of control.
You seem to think that this. Do you believe this had something to do with the fact that you did vote to oust him as House Speaker?
Absolutely, ma'am. There's only 8 of us. There's 435 congressmen. I'm standing in a hallway, and then he gave at least 4 different explanations. One, he said he was brushing me aside. Another one, he said he didn't see me. I wasn't there. Another one, he said something else. And then the final one, he said if I'd have hit him, he'd have known it. That kind of thing. It's just pathetic is what it is. And like I said, I'm not the one. I haven't commented on it on Twitter. I haven't put it out on my Twitter account. It was done by NPR, the lady at NPR. So I was just, I'm answering the questions from the reporters like yourself about it. It was just an unfortunate situation.
He said if he had kidney punched someone, they would be on the ground. I mean, Congressman, we've had you on here before. We've talked about what's going on Capitol Hill. Republicans today did not exactly cover themselves in glory between this playing out, what happened with Senator Mullen, what happened with Chairman Comer calling a fellow congressman a Smurf in a hearing. I mean, this is pretty juvenile stuff for a bunch of lawmakers. Isn't that not embarrassing for House Republicans and Republican senators?
I can't speak for the rest of them, and I can't speak for Kevin McCarthy, but I think it's indicative of the type of person that he is, and what he's shown is, in the past he made fun of me for praying over my decision on what to do about him, and today he walked by, and it was obviously the lady from NPR put it out on Twitter, and I think it had over 4 million views, if you can believe that. That's pretty much viral, I would say. And then, he denied it, but then he said he was going to call me and talk to me about it.
Did he call you?
Heck no, he didn't call me. You know that.
Would you pick up if he did?
Oh, absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would. It's just disappointing that that's the way he's going to end his career, spiraling out of control. And it's disappointing because we should be dealing with the budget and all these other things that I said that are really in a crisis stage right now. And people like himself, it's all about them and their childish activities.
Well, and you're pretty blunt, Congressman. I mean, you often seem to speak your mind, certainly on this program. If he did call you, what would you say to Kevin McCarthy?
I forgive him. I've said several prayers for him today, ma'am. Something's really inside his heart right now, and he's gonna continue doing these type of activities, and it's going to continue causing him embarrassment upon his family and his district, and frankly the Republican caucus. It shouldn't. It should just be on him, but it just seems to be the way it goes. I would hope he could find some peace in his life, because going out bitter like this is not the way to go. He was 3 steps away from being in the White House, and that's the way he's going out. And that's just a sad commentary on him, nothing else.
Congressman Tim Burchett, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on again, ma'am. It's always a pleasure.